Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of ArmTalk. And today, my guest is, I welcome back the 26-time WAF World Champion, Gabriela Vasconcelos. Gabby, how you doing today?
Hi, everyone. I'm very good.
And
Very happy.
good. Congratulations once again on your world title. Tell me, what makes this special than the others?
Thank you first, but every time it's special because somehow the pressure is higher, even though the tournament might be sometimes it's not the most difficult one, but the pressure that comes before and during and the kind of need to win again because I've won so many times, and the fact that most of the times there's someone new, I don't know them, and they can be the next superstar that I don't know, and that makes it difficult because you never know what to expect. You don't train for someone specifically.
Right.
You have to be at your best every time and prepared for different styles. And being able to pass through it like the way I did, it makes it very special because it's always like a relief. Yeah, I did it again.
Yes. And Robin Chandler's in the chat. Thank you for joining on the show, Robin. Robin says hi, by the way.
Hi.
Now, the one thing, this has been the first, I think, World Championships after the COVID. Did you notice a vast amount of difference as far as entries or attendance because of the pandemic?
Yeah, it was a smaller tournament for sure compared to the last 2 years. But the quality was very high, especially for the men.
Right.
I believe it was very there was not much difference. There was not many athletes, but the quality was very high. So, yeah, we could all see there were less people than usually has, but it didn't compromise the quality of the tournament, I believe.
Right. Now, did you pull in the same weight class you did before?
I pulled from 2013 to 2018 at the 70s class, and I went up to 80s.
Right.
19 this year. There were some girls that changed class too, and some that didn't go. I think in the females class, the COVID situation, it was more impacted by it because like Georgian girl didn't go and that thing with the Georgia country.
Yeah.
And there were not many Kazakh girls. Yeah. And even Russians, there are not so many.
Yeah, it's sad that, because of this pandemic, we can't get the numbers that we're used to seeing, but I will say this. That means there's other opportunities happen. So we're going to morph right into what everybody wants to talk about. We saw the YouTube page. We saw the contract signing. You're going against Sarah once again. And without giving away any secrets, tell me how this is going to be different than the last time you girls pulled at a WAL.
Even if I knew secrets, I mean, there's no secret in that because the thing is, I just have to be. I try to focus on myself,
right,
and not on her or whatever she's doing. Obviously, I follow her, and I've been doing this ever since I've been a wrestler because she's a good wrestler, right?
Yeah.
And I'll have to be better than I was last time, and hopefully that will be enough because she was good back then, but it's clear that she's better now.
Right.
And that there's no much secret about it. Just train hard and harder, and and try to make sure that you 100% that you are better than next time. Because if you feel like, I'm kind of, if you don't know for sure that you're better than last time, you might not be. But when you know for sure, like, I feel stronger, I train harder, I feel more confident, then for me, the key to do a good competition is to feel like that I've done everything I could. And then I get calm, and I know that the results going to be like consequences of everything I've done.
Right.
And if she wins, like, that's props to her. I can't complain. I've done everything I could. I just can't accept knowing that if I had done something more, I could have won. And that's something that can come to my mind. So whenever I feel that I've done everything, I'm okay with the results, and if everything goes as planned, I win.
Nice. There you go. We got about 5 or 6 people in the chat, but we only got 1 like. Let's get these likes up, people. I mean, after all, we're here with the 26-time world champion. A lot of questions coming your way. So here's a question. Ever since your last match with Sarah, and you two have been on this roller coaster, and I feel like it's in the ladies division, it's you two and then everybody else. Okay. And we knew that once Sarah had surgery, she went to Nemiroff later that year, dominated, right? Had to sling on and everything and dominated. We all want both you girls healthy, because it seems like, the whole world got robbed of a good match because of an injury that happened in match 1. And we all want to know this time around. We wishing both y'all coming there 100% healthy as can be, So hopefully the first match you won't have to, pull her 3 different times to get 1 win. So
I want that too, because somehow I'm not sure if it happens, but I think that maybe people can discredit my one against her because she got her first match. And I was very well prepared at that time, and maybe if she didn't get hurt, I would have won anyway. But then there's just like this if in the air that probably that what makes they want us to pull again.
Right.
And that's fine with me, and hopefully, we'll be both as healthy as we can be, and there is no if after.
Right. So what's your training schedule like? Are we training twice a day, 4 times a week? What does that look like for a world champion?
Not much different. I think that whenever I'm training for a super match, what I do is different from other times. Is that I try to do table time more than once a week.
Right.
Because usually I do only on Saturdays. And I usually try to do, even if it's just like some light movements or just ready goes, or in this case, trying to focus on the WAF rules that are different than what I'm used to. 2 or 3 times a week. So I get more endurance and more used to being more frequent at the table.
Right.
But training itself doesn't change a lot. I do it like 5 days a week, like an hour or so. Focus on different muscles every day. I do some light legs and chest, triceps once a week. I'm now focused on trying to strengthen my shoulders because I've been having shoulder problems since like ever.
Right.
And this last Worlds, I was very worried left-handed because I had so much pain. And I realized that because I have so much pain, I don't train it properly. And I know that the opposite is the right way to do it, so I'm trying to do it. But other than that, wrists and hands are my focus every day. And then a little bit more of table time.
Right. Here's another question. In your opinion, as far as the rules go, and I'll compare the King of the Table rules to the WAL rules, do you think, for your preference, is there a vast amount of difference as far as the rules, as far as the setup, and as far as your strategy heading to this King of the Table 3 match?
Yeah, I don't know that it's from WL King of the Table, so different. Basically, they are the same as far as I remember.
Right.
The rules. The table is different, right? So I probably won't have. I'll have some handball out there.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that the setup of the grid, like don't move goal. Not don't move. Hold your thumbs goal. This changes my style of bowling because I think that going maybe top row is easier to be flash pink.
Right.
So we go from there if at least in the first round or something like that. And also I do have to practice on straps because I don't do it very often.
Right.
I did a lot for WAL. It helped me, but now I have to go back at it. Yeah.
Well, I think the style of WAL, because it was that set, close your thumb, close your hands, it was easier to slip out of that where, okay, 85% of the time or even 90% of the time, matches went into the strap because of that WAL setup. Whereas King of the Table or a WAF or IFA, you kind of get your grips. You can pretty much kind of control about what you want to do on the table. So I think, yes, it's very important to go ahead and get that strap work in just so you can kind of be prepared, because you have to be ready for all, aspects of the game. You got to be ready if you're on the defense. You got to be ready if I'm on the offense. You have to be ready for everything. Do you have any kind of issues with that by chance?
I honestly don't know. I think that I'll have to practice a lot and just try to be ready for anything, because it's so difficult to know what to expect.
Right.
And because Sarah has had her surgery, I think she mentioned changing her style of bowling. So I don't know if I dreamed about it, but I think I thought somewhere that she has been bowling different because of how she feels more comfortable now, which is normal after
Right.
you've been through it. But I'll have to. I think I'll have to look into it and see what I'll do about it.
Right.
Because I have been, obviously I haven't stopped, but it's gonna be next week where my whole preparation focuses on that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll have to figure it out yet. I don't know how to answer.
That's a perfect answer. And this is for you. When you prepare for a super match, do you think it's more important to find video of your opponent, whereas, you know what, I'm not going to focus on my opponent, I'm going to focus on my style and what I have to do to prepare for my match? I'm not worried about the video. What do you think is more important for you, watching video of Sarah, or just say, you know what, I'm just going to focus on me and make sure I can be the best me available when I get ready for this table?
I focus on me, yeah, but I can't help but watching videos because they're everywhere, right?
They are.
People keep sending, tagging me on videos, and I watch them, but I just watch them once or twice, and then I just move on, because we train completely different.
Right.
So if I focus on whatever she's doing, I'll have to completely change whatever I'm doing. So doesn't make sense to change just because of her, right? I have to do whatever I've been doing for 20 years that's working.
Yeah, and I've always fought this issue where, you know, you get ready for a super match and you've prepared for it, the training with your team and all that kind of stuff. And I get stuck watching my opponent on video. I got to stop this. I got to stop that. And it makes me to a point where now I'm like trying to pull his style and try to stop it instead of, wait a minute, I got my own style. I just got to perfect it, you know. And sometimes I get into a fight doing that kind of stuff. It sounds like you don't have any issue with that.
What happens to me, and not only with her, but when I'm preparing for Worlds, that sometimes I watch videos from last Worlds or something like that. Every time I watch videos of other people bullying, I get very impressed on how strong they were.
Yeah.
They are. So I was like, they're stronger. I have to be stronger now. So it motivates me to try to train harder. So yeah, it motivates me, but it doesn't make me change anything. Only to train harder because I don't want to lose, right? So
right.
That's what makes me do it. It makes me want to train more and harder, so they won't beat me because by seeing them training, it makes me think they're getting stronger.
And it's not
because that's what you said. You have your own style, and it's like changing things last minute doesn't work. You've been practicing for years to come to whatever you do today,
right?
And like it's gonna be 2 months that you've been watching videos of someone else that you're gonna be better at them on whatever they're doing for years, right?
Exactly.
So you just have the best of whatever you can do.
Nice. Now, once this match is all said and done, is there a certain someone out there that you are dying to pull, that you want to pull so bad? Is there a person out there that you say, you know what, that's the one I want?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's from Lithuania.
Yeah. Did she go to WAF Worlds?
No, she didn't, which was sad because probably she would have won it easily too. But I believe she's the best in the world, and that's my goal. So I do want to beat her. I don't know if I'll beat her, but I do want to try.
And maybe, you know, once this match is over, and let's just say you pick up a win on Sarah, then it's like, okay, now you're out there like, hey, I went to the King of Table 3. I beat Sarah. Now you're kind of out there going, okay, who's next? Maybe Ingen Terzi might give you a call. Says, hey, I watched the show with Jody. You're on there. This is who you want to pull. Maybe we can make that happen down the road later in the year. Fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, I've had talks with Ingen about pulling English. He mentioned wanted to make it happen one day, but yeah, but just like it's been a long time, so I don't know his plans anymore. But he's doing a great job putting events together. So the card he put together, it's amazing. Can't wait to see. And hopefully he'll keep doing it because I think it's one of the best ways of him being involved without really pulling the, I don't know if he still wants to pull, but I think with his knowledge he can put together like very great athletes. And based on like how most of the times are American leagues that bring the great fights, he by not being American can give opportunities for other people in Europe that don't have as many chances as Americans to have like the big spotlights and big super matches.
Right.
They just are left there.
Drew Bishop says, who was the girl you were referring to from Lithuania that you wanted to pull? He didn't hear the name.
The name of the Lithuanian?
Yeah.
Egle Vaitkute.
Ah. I can't spell that name.
Yeah, me neither. It's E-G-L-E and then V-A-I-T-K-U-T-E. I think that's it.
Or, if not Ingen, maybe, let's see, who's out there? Ah, Neil Pickup. You are no stranger to Arm Wars, because if anybody out there is a fan of this match coming up with Sarah and yourself, it all started at Arm Wars. You can look that up. It's on the Arm Wars archives. You can pull that up, watch you two go at it left and right. Then you can go to 2019 WAL, watch you girls go at it right hand. So I think you guys are tied now. So this might be the rubber match where Sarah got you at Arm Wars. You got her at WAL. Now here we are at King of the Table, and everybody remembers Act 3. Everybody remembers Act 3 because it's 1-1 now. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and I own like my base in arm wrestling world against Neil. I had been pulling for over 10 years. It was like my 12 years when he got me invited to Arm Wars. It was my first super match.
Right.
And I was like thrilled, and then he got my nickname, and then everything like started happening in my career. Obviously, I already had a few world titles, but not even Sarah, when she put me back in Arm Wars, she didn't even know I existed. I don't even know why she accepted, because she was like, who are you? But yeah, and then so Neil is a great matchmaker, and he's coming back with Arm Wars, which I love, and I think great things are coming. Hopefully I'll be involved in one of them.
Fingers crossed on that one. And who knows, maybe you could pull the Lithuanian gal in Arm Wars. You never know. So
I'm honestly like, I have her to go because I think she's the best in the world.
Right.
But I'm open to someone who wants to pull me.
Here's another question. How often do you come to the United States?
I was kind of going once or twice a year before COVID.
Right.
But basically looking for like good tournaments and some 3 or 4 days of relaxation. Yeah, so if anyone wants to have me, invite me.
Hey, and the reason I'm glad you said that, because there's a reason why I said that. Here we are in the United States, and there's a certain someone right now. Thank you, Russ Schrader, because Paul Italia, I don't know if you familiar with Paul Italia? He's been putting together some monster cards and getting some good matches. And I assure you, if I say, hey, Paul, Gabby says, she would love to come to the States if you have somebody to pull her. I can give him a call when we're done and say, hey, maybe sometime down the road this year, we can make that happen. What do you say? And I'm sure he can probably do some soul searching and say, hey, who else would you be interested in pulling?
Yeah, I'd love to. He's doing it with Travis, right?
Yeah.
Well, before COVID, when Travis was having some matches, some events, like, remember those events with like everyone that was good together? Come on, have me in those events. He was like, sure, anytime, but then I couldn't fly. I couldn't enter in the United States, so it kind of passed, right? But who knows? Maybe in the future I'm open to invitations. I I'm in love with the U.S. I always want to go there. So anytime, promoters.
There we go. Now I don't know about every country has a different rules as far as restrictions. What about your country, Brazil? When you come back, do you have to quarantine? How does that work out for you guys?
Basically, for us to come back, you have to have a negative test.
Yes.
And fill a form. Basically, that's it.
Oh, simple.
Yeah. Which, well, I don't want to go in there, but yeah. Our president, I hate him. Okay. I had to say.
Yeah, we don't want to make this show political, so it's all right.
But I don't remember if we had to show proof of vaccination. To leave, it depends on what country you're going, right? But to come back, it was just the test and the form. Yeah. But,
okay.
have a very good rate of vaccination percentage, like over, I don't know if that's very good actually, but over 70% with just two doses or something like that.
Nice. And I'm glad, that you're able to leave and participate and go to, was it Dubai? Is that where you're going for King of the Table 3, right? I'm glad that you're able to do that. I'm glad we have people like Ingen Terzi, Neil Pickup, Larry Wills, Paul Italia, getting these big events going, because when COVID was here, it kind of dampened everything. It kind of put a lid on a lot of stuff. And we still, in the States, we still have our regular tournaments. But, we saw what happened to WAL. It kind of faded away a little bit because, it just happened that way. And now that we kind of got a grip on the COVID thing, now we're starting to open things up, and I'm glad we're doing that. So, yeah, I'm excited that we got those promoters out there making these matches happen. It was always matches that we all want to see, but we all dreamed about it. We couldn't really see it because of contracts or what have you, but I'm glad this is going,
Yeah, I think that somehow this COVID thing made a good thing that we were so attached to contracts and each one in each league that now, because of travel restrictions and things like that, they could try to put different people together that they were not really in the same league, and we are going to have very good matches. So, yeah. If we have something good out of it, we can say that those different events, that like even King of the Table and then Angus Event and the comeback of Armors,
right?
It's a good thing out of COVID.
So when you have this monumental match with Sarah, when does your training actually stop? When you get ready to prepare and leave for Dubai?
When it stops?
Yeah. Yeah. When does your training actually stop? Like, when do you rest?
Yeah, usually like 6 days.
Oh, okay.
So if I'll pull on, I believe it's on Sunday, I'll probably train very hard. My last hard table training on Saturday before, and then I'll do some light training until like Tuesday or something like that.
Okay, no, that's pretty good because everybody has a different kind of training schedule. So, but I do have a question for you. We're going to put you on the spot. Rush Fredder says, do you have an opinion on the match between Lachlan Adair and Todd Hutchings?
I'll go with Todd Hutchings, right? I really like him. I must be honest, I'm terrible with like knowing other people's styles, so I couldn't do a very real prediction on anybody. not even on myself. Sometimes I do like, what did just do? Because I don't know what I did. So it's hard for me to predict, but I kind of go for who I know more or who I'm going to cheer for, and in that case, it's Todd Hutchings. So, yeah, but I can say that it's going to be a very good match. I don't expect a boring match or a very easy match for him.
Right. And that match takes place tomorrow, actually. So it's been so many matches coming up, and 2022 has just been awesome. You know, you got Devin Lavon down the road. Do you have a preference? Do you know about that, or do you know who you're picking for that?
Yeah, I've said actually already that I think Lavon's gonna win, but I've been rethinking that. I don't know why. I've been just kind of opening my head a little bit more, and maybe giving like the benefit of the doubt to Devin, because I think he can prepare himself very well for this. So when I first heard, I was like, oh, it's gonna be easy 11. But then I'm starting to rethink and considering that it may not be as easy for anyone. So who knows?
I'm gonna throw another match at you. I'm gonna throw a couple more at you. How about Ryan Bowen versus RVJ?
Jesus, that one is like, I think it's gonna be tougher out of the table than on the table for anyone, because they are going back and forth, right, with the provocation and things. But I don't even know how it started. I just see them like arguing with each other. It's so funny. But I think that I don't know.
It's tough.
Why Ryan posted something like saying that RVJ was complaining about the rules. But then I thought, like, but RVJ won the hammer at WAF, which are the same rules. Why is he complaining? And then it got me confused. But I think that it's gonna. I think RVJ is gonna win, but it's like gonna be 3-2 or something, very tight.
I think it's important for both pullers because both of them had their last super matches and it wasn't the best. Ryan had the King of Australia or whatnot, and he lost 6-0 to Lachlan Adair. And then RVJ's last outing was a 6-0 loss to Sasho at Arm Wars. So you got both guys coming off losses, and they really want to make this work. And I think it's important for both guys to really come. I think right now Ryan's playing the mind game. He's trying to get into the head psychologically against RVJ, and he wears his emotions on his sleeve, so he's kind of firing back and just doing what RVJ does. I think, and I'll go on record on the show, and I think that if RVJ is going to win, do not let your emotions override your strategy, because I know he wants to win so bad against Ryan. And the last thing RVJ wants to do is lose to Ryan, because then Ryan goes on his YouTube channel and he's saying, look what I did here, this, that, and the other. I know for a fact RVJ doesn't want any part of that. So he needs to keep focused if he wants to win, because Ryan has a game plan and he's getting them right here. So already I think Ryan has the edge as far as a psychological game. It all depends on what RVJ does up here himself when they get to the table.
Yeah, that counts a lot, right? So, yeah, I think because, like, Ryan's popular and he jokes about whenever, like, RVJ's mad, it makes it even madder. I don't know. And that can get you out of control for sure. But maybe, I don't know if he can like keep the trash talk to sell the fight, right? And still be focused on himself, or if he has to kind of separate it and focus on training, so he doesn't let it affect him. I don't know. He has to think
right
what to do. If he can be so determined, he must choose.
Yeah. So King of the Table 3, you're a part of that. Do you also take any kind of interest in the other matches on that card by chance?
The other matches are if I have, sorry, did you say?
I think Schoolboy and Evan Burgoyne are also on that card for King of the Table. Do you have a preference on who do you think might win?
I didn't know they were fighting.
I think it's King of the Table 3, I believe.
I don't think so. I think it's Aegis, isn't it?
It might, you know what? Actually, I think it might be. There's so much going on. I know they're pulling. I just got my promoters mixed up, so that's on me. My bad. Sorry.
The other fight at King of the Table is Bortolotti and Gasparini, right?
Yeah. What? Hey, you're a countryman, right? Who do you? I mean, how is Wagner these days?
Okay, so I'm not sure if it's gonna be right or left. I don't know because they didn't tell me. Yeah, I'm not the one pulling. So if it's left arm, I'm 100% with Wagner.
Yeah.
If it's right arm, then I don't know because he hasn't pulled a super match with right arm like a long time, and I don't think he has pulled in a very high level super or even tournament with right arm in a long time. So, but he's like stronger than ever. So he's huge. Seriously, he's huge. It's even weird to look at him. And so he's super strong and probably stronger than when he booked Devlin.
Right.
So I believe he's gonna give some trouble. Yeah.
Drew Bishop said the match is right-handed.
Oh.
So that's
when I don't know exactly what to answer because although he's super huge, like seriously, you never seen him that big. He's like 145 kilos right now.
Wow. That's
and he has no body fat. I don't know where. But as I said, I don't know his experience right arm like the last few years.
Right.
At high level, right? But I think he's very excited and training. So, and he lost last time he had this big opportunity. So I think he doesn't want that to happen again. I think he'll be better prepared than last time.
There's something to be said when you go out to a big match and you lose. And when you get another opportunity, it's like, okay, I really got to make sure I win this time. If you happen to lose a super match, what do you go back and look at? Do you look at like, okay, where's my elbow placement? Where's my foot placement? Did I go off? Did I hit off the go? Where's my up? What are you looking at if you happen to lose a match? What are you looking at as far as you go?
I think that first of what I think is that did I lose because I did something wrong or because I did everything I could and she was better than me?
Right.
And then from there, if I could have done something different, then that's where the training is going to be focused on. Or even if it's for table adjustments or table positioning or table endurance, or even like if it's my whatever I'm eating, or because what I've noticed is that whenever I'm out of competition and then I'm eating a lot of junk food, I get sore and I feel inflamed and everything hurts. So what I like that when I'm training properly and preparing myself for big tournament or big competition or a super match, that I go on a diet, normally to lose weight, but with that, I have so many benefits that I can train much better.
Right.
And everything counts. But I honestly, I don't mean to sound like, I don't know the word, but it's been a while since I lost, so I kind of don't really know what I do.
Hey, it's okay. You won the world title 26 times. You can do whatever you want. And I'm sure people were like, hey, what does Gabby do? I'm going to do that, because you have to admit what you're doing works. It works for you now,
Yeah.
Okay. It's time to train.
Is that like whatever works for me, it's not going to work for everyone or to anyone. I don't know. Because I have my genetics, my body responds to a certain way, and each body responds to a different way to different kind of things. Like I said, when I'm not training for a tournament, the reason why I can't do more than one table, it's because my body doesn't recover from less training.
Right.
So I feel sore and it hurts and I just don't get any benefits out of it. So, and on the other hand, my coach trains table time 3 times a week, like regularly.
Right.
And whenever I'm training, I just watch because that helps me too. But I prefer not to. But when I'm training for, when I'm eating healthier and my body is responding better, then I can put myself there and not risk any injury and actually gain from the training, right?
Right.
So that's why we always say that obviously we have like a pattern of training, but whatever we do, not necessarily is going to work for everyone else. It's not going to make you win like 26 world titles just if you imitate my training.
Right. And I think some people, and let's be honest, in the last probably 3 or 4 years, we've had an influx in this sport of a lot of people, which is good. Don't get me wrong. Social media helps. Having WAL and ESPN, then Bleacher Sports, and that's starting to help out too. But I think what needs to be said is for the new people who are entering our sport, they need to realize you can probably imitate what other people do, but I'll say this, you're going to find out what works for you better, right? I mean, once you get into the sport and kind of say, okay, I'm going to do what this guy does, and you train and you figure out doesn't work, okay, you throw it away, and then you find something else. So I think it's real important, and I'm glad you brought that up, that yes, you can train like I do, but if you imitate every little thing I do, it's not going to guarantee you that you're going to walk in there, win all these world titles or whatnot. So again, for the new people out there, it's very important. You can try it. No one's saying you can't, but along the way, you're going to find out what does and what does not work for you. And I think that's very important that you said that.
And you also can like find pullers that you look up to that have similar styles.
Yes.
And it's going to be like a starting point. You can start from there and see whatever they do, what they do that can work for you and what can't, what doesn't, and what can get like your best movement stronger, whatever, like what benefits you from their training and your style, your genetics, your weak points, your strength points, and then you can surely, and that's the best way to start, looking for someone that's good, that is that knows whatever they're doing, and then you start from there and start developing your own style after that.
Yeah.
like someone to coach you through the way, especially if you're in the beginning path. It's very important because we all know how hurtful it can be.
Yes, sometimes we don't listen to our bodies because we're so competitive that sometimes it can be a detriment, you know. So let's just say I moved to Brazil and I'm looking for an arm wrestling club and I see your name on there. I'm kind of going, okay, teach me how to arm wrestle. How would you begin as far as training a new person into the sport?
Well, if you have already trained like weightlifting or something like that, then you have to start with like, I wouldn't put you at the table right away, which can be frustrating, but I think preparing yourself to feel that kind of pressure that is completely different from everything else, it's important. So prepare tendons or ligaments, doing movements with the pulley and feeling like, because when you pull at the pulley, it's different than when you pull with someone.
Right.
But I think I would start light and try to do the most of like preparation for the ligaments as possible. I think that's what causes the most pain and most people to kind of give up, because muscle strength is easier to build than whatever else we need for arm wrestling. So I think I would start very light, and I'll be afraid of you getting hurt. It's funny because when I started, I wasn't afraid of getting hurt. But whenever I see someone starting, I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to break his arm, it's going to break whatever. I'm super scared.
Right.
That knowledge brings you a lot of concerns too. Sometimes it's easier not to know things.
So how many lady pullers do you have in your camp?
Sorry?
How many lady pullers do you have in your on your team that you practice with?
I practice with no ladies, just men.
Which is, you know, for you is good because you train with guys, you know, genetically they got bigger hands. So when you train with them, you know, twice a week or whatnot, then you go to a tournament or you go to a super match and you grip up, you kind of go, oh yes, just say go. I got this. Because let's be honest, I mean, a guy's hand here, a lady's hand's probably about right there. So when you're used to that thickness of a hand and then you pull ladies, it's a lot. Do you feel like I'm going to win this today? I'm going to win the world title today. I'm going to win a national today. Just say go, right?
Yeah, I get a lot of that because I do have like few ladies that they're the same team, but they're lighter.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't train with them, basically. I just train with the guys. And yes, I do have, it feels horrible every time I'm training because they have huge hands and all that. But whenever I go to a super match and I grip with the girl and I feel the difference, then I can feel more confident. The only thing is that, like, I think that the bad thing of training with guys only is because obviously I only train with the stronger ones, right?
Right.
So ask them on telling me how am I improving or not. Like, because even when I'm at my best, I don't beat them. So I have to get their feedback on whatever I'm getting better or not. Like, because I do have some guys that if they let me hit, then maybe they can come back, but and then that's how I practice with them usually. But if there's a down point of it is that even when I'm super strong, they have to tell me, yeah, you were stronger than you were last week.
Okay.
So you kind of reference.
I'm glad, because when you said that, my question that thought up is that, do sometimes you get discouraged because you can be on the table and all of a sudden the guy across from you, is he letting you hit, or is he actually, giving you tension? And sometimes do you know, like, okay, are you letting me win, or am I really that strong? And so sometimes you got to kind of, do you ever get frustrated with that?
Yeah, I have a few friends that train with me, like, that I like training with them because they have that feeling of, first of all, they don't have that ego that they can't let me win, or they would hurt me to win, which is my biggest concern. Like, there are some guys that I don't train with because they can't lose ever, so they will do whatever. And
we all have that.
Because of that before. So I do have a few friends that know me, and they can do, like, both ways. They can let me win if they want, but they also, not they can let me, they can beat me if they want, but even then they would have to struggle a little bit, and they are also strong enough to let me train with them. So I think I have a good balance for that.
Good. I'm glad, because I think as far as your training goes, it works for you, because you'll have girls, women training with women. Nothing wrong with that, But I think that advantage of you up here and some of the ladies down here is the fact that you do train with stronger people on a regular basis. You do train with bigger hands on a regular basis. And I think that benefits you. So already when you get to the table, you already have an advantage. And now you just got to put your game plan, all this training, you got to put it all together and just, when they say go, let the pieces fall where they may,
Yeah, and the good thing about me training with bigger hands is that because even for, like, at Worlds, my hands are smaller than the girls. So it's always a disadvantage for me, and that's always because, and that's why I always train my hands, try to focus on that, because it's harder to be as stronger. I think that my hands are not as stronger as my arms.
Right.
So it's always like a weak point that I hate that I have, and I've said it many times. But I think that's why I focus a lot on training with thicker hands, and because that's what I'm gonna face whenever I go outside.
Nice.
I train to be prepared for whatever comes.
That's right. Well, Gabby, guess what? I think it's almost dinner time where you're at on a Friday. I want to thank you for joining me on the show again. Always a pleasure. And I want to say, crossing my fingers, I want to say good luck to you in your match with Sarah. Please come in healthy. Please come in healthy.
I will. I'll try my best to be healthy and the best I can, and probably win.
All right. There you go. Thank you for coming on the show. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you later.
See ya.
There you have it. Gabby, 26-time WAF World Champion. And I'm telling you right now, she, if you haven't seen, looks a lot different than when we saw her at the. She's been training hard. Follow her on Instagram. And she came in shredded. She was not messing around when she went to Worlds back in September. But I'm telling you right now, she's ready for it. I know Sarah's ready for it. I know Sarah is at a point where, hey, I didn't get the match I wanted because of an injury that happened in match 1. Now, if you go back and watch that, I think they pulled 3 times in round 1 because the elbow fouls that Gabby kept having on the pin, her elbows came off the pad. So, and we all know in wall you need 3 elbow fouls to actually get a loss. She had 2 of them, so the third time was a charm. But at that point, it was just, too much damage on the shoulder. So Sarah had surgery, and now she's back now. and they're ready to get it on. I can't wait. So there's that. So we've been in here 55 minutes. I want to thank everyone for checking out the show. I love the likes up there. Appreciate that. I am trying my best to get Sarah on, but she hasn't responded to me yet. So I don't know. Maybe she's too busy. Maybe she's in her dungeon training hard and she hasn't seen a lot of day yet. I don't know, but I'm trying to work on that. But, I'll also work on other guests in the meantime. So, hey, everybody, it's Friday. Enjoy your day. And tomorrow, big day. Who's going to win? Is Brennan Elsesser going to shock the world and beat Travis? Who's going to win between Toddzilla and Lachlan Adair? What about the undercard? Guys getting some love. Robert Kelly, Damon Ransom. Hey, and the tournament taking place in Virginia tomorrow. And all the matches will take place after the tournament, mind you. So you need to understand that. They're going backwards. Tournament first, super matches after that. So there you go. But hey, everybody, enjoy your weekend. And as always, see ya when I see ya. Y'all take care now.